guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here, and in this video, I want to share with you how I've made over $1,000 selling Starbucks cards with a $0 balance. And at this point, I think I'm almost at $2,000 since I did the calculation. I haven't done it recently, but I know it's getting close to $2,000, or maybe it's even past it, but I know for sure that I've definitely gone past $1,000. All right, so here I am on my Facebook page, and I just wanted to say hello. Feel free to add me as a friend or to message me and say that you watched this video. I always love receiving messages from people all over the world. All right, so let's get into how I was able to do this. And let me just get into, let me just show you the cards here that I've sold. And I just wanted to share these, don't get confused. These are not Starbucks cards with a dollar amount on them, like as if you were to buy a gift card and then give it to someone. These are all cards with $0 balance, meaning it's just the card. It's not, there's no money on it, but it is worth money to Starbucks collectors, and there's a ton of them on eBay, and they love collecting cards. Now, this happened to me. It happened kind of by accident. I was first getting onto eBay, and my sister was cleaning her room, and she had a shoebox full of Starbucks cards, and I was like, "What are you doing with these?" And then she said, "Oh, these are my doubles. Not really doing anything with them. Why, you want them?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I could sell these on eBay." I was just getting into it. And she's like, "I don't think you can make any money off of this. I don't think who would want to buy, Starbucks cards?" And I was like, I took that on as a challenge. Me and my sister are about a year apart, and everything's always like a competition. So I took that as a dare. So I took the shoebox full of cards, and I said, "You know what? I'm going to sell these cards." And she's like, "Yeah, right. We'll see." Right? Sibling rivalry. And so I went into my room, took pictures of each of the cards, just as you see here, and I started listing them. And almost immediately I was getting bids, and I was selling cards like crazy. I was selling cards every single day. People at the post office were wondering what's going on because I kept coming back every day with envelopes of things to send. But Starbucks cards definitely was a surprise to me because I did not think that I could sell this many cards on eBay. And I've come to understand and learn the Starbucks collecting community, and basically a different design on a card, it's like a trading card. I used to collect like basketball cards and hockey cards when I was young, and they're like trading cards. These Starbucks cards with different designs are exactly like, collecting basketball cards or hockey cards or whatever kind of sports cards you're collecting. It's just like that, except it's like also a gift card as well. Because every time you have a different design in a different year, it means something to a Starbucks collector. So I'm going to share some tips on how to really accelerate selling Starbucks cards on eBay. And this is what I've learned through literally selling hundreds and hundreds of cards and generating almost $2,000 off of something that had a $0 value. So I'm going to share with you my tips about selling Starbucks cards on eBay. So tip number 1 is you want to take a really good picture, like nice close up. Don't hold on. Take a really good picture of the card. You don't need any fancy cameras or anything. All my pictures that I've ever taken of my Starbucks cards are taken on my Samsung Galaxy, and I don't even have the latest version. But I do make sure that the shot is really good, and what I mean by that is it's up close. The flash isn't totally blanking out the card. I make sure that the flash isn't covering the details of the card, and I use a white background usually. So I'll put it on a a white, 2 white sheets of paper or a white towel so it has a nice clean background. All right, so that's step number 1. Step number 2 is list the cards on auction. Now, in the beginning, I was listing them as a buy it now price, and that's not really good because the card has potential to go much higher than what you're actually when you have a buy it now price. So I eventually migrated to putting it on auction, starting it for about 99 cents, and then I would have a buy it now price of between $4.99 and $7.99. And here's the cool thing. I would have it on auction for 99 cents, and lots of times the auction would go much higher than $7.99, $8.99. I mean, my best-selling cards went up to $20 or more on a single card. And that was just amazing. So don't limit yourself by just putting it in the buy it now. Put it in auction so that it has the ability to move up in price and potentially past the buy it now price. All right, so that's that one. List it on auction. List the cards on auction. 3 is you want to, if you've got a bunch of cards, you want to find the ones with the older dates because those are more quote unquote rare. So the older the better. The older the better. So obviously cards that are in 2015, you're not going to get as high price than if a card was from 2006 or 2005. I don't know when they started selling Starbucks cards, but I had one from the first year that they ever started cards, and that one sold for a lot. So the older, the better. And you can find the year on the back of the card at the bottom. It says the year that they were made. All right, so next, you want to have an awesome title. That's a describing title. So have an awesome title. So what do I mean by that? Well, an example of how I would title a card is, let's say it's I would go Starbucks gift card, Happy Valentine's Day 2005, red hearts balloon, if it had a balloon on it. So you would describe what's happening on the card. If it's a Valentine's Day card, write Happy Valentine's Day and put the year. So I'll show you some examples. So for, let's say, this card, I would write Starbucks gift card, Happy Valentine's Day, and then I would turn it over on the back and find out what year it was created, put the year, then I would put white, red, heart, what do you call it, gift, present, because people would be giving this as a present or a gift to people on Valentine's Day. So having an awesome title really helps. And the last tip that I would say is to keep relisting if the card doesn't sell. So I'm going to explain this to you guys. So sometimes a card won't sell in the auction period, either 3 or 5 day or 30-day period. If it doesn't sell, that doesn't mean that, if it doesn't sell the first time, that doesn't mean that, oh, you know, that's it, tried, this card is unsellable. No, relist the card again and potentially change the title, add more to the description. And another cool thing that I would do is I would bring the auction price down to 1 cent. So from, it started at 99 cents, I would bring it down to 1 cent. And when you do that on certain items, it actually spikes more people to bid, believe it or not. It's a trick that many people do on eBay. So if you bring an item down to 1 cent, you actually get more bidders on it. So keep relisting if the card doesn't sell and bring it down to 1 cent when you put it on auction. So those are the tips to selling Starbucks cards. Like I said, I've done almost $2,000 in profit on eBay alone. I've also sold cards on Craigslist and in local, not local, in Facebook Starbucks groups as well. So I've sold the cards on 3 different platforms, and the best one by far is definitely eBay. So I hope these tips help, and if you guys have cards lying around, I suggest you find them, take pictures, and list them up on eBay. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.